Mabuhay! English virtual tutorial is now starting. Hello, this is Group 1 of CWTS, CE12 S9 of TIP Quezon City. Hello, my name is Benedict Morla. You can call me Kuya Benedict for the meantime. And in this virtual tutorial, there are 4 instructors and they are Mr. Morla, Mr. NACARIO, Mr. RIEL, Mr. VILLAREAL. Remember that name and they will show up in this video tutorial later. For today's topic, we're going to tackle the parts of speech which are composed of noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, conjunction, preposition, and interjection.
Hi class, my name is Patrick Steven Riel and today we're going to learn about nouns and pronouns. A noun is a word that names something such as a person, place, things, or idea. Now, let's go over the types of nouns. The types of nouns are common, proper, singular, plural, concrete, abstract, collective, compound, countable, and uncountable. Now, let's start at common nouns. Common nouns are non-specific people, places, things, or ideas. For example, country, a cat, a house, or a car. Proper nouns are specific people, places, things, or ideas. For example, Paris, Maria, Sunday, or any day of the week, or any name of the country. Singular nouns refer to only one person, place, or thing. For example, a person, a hero, or a leaf. Plural nouns refer to more than one person, places, or things. For example, people, babies, or cars. Concrete nouns can be perceived through the 5 senses. For example, apple, flower, and table. Abstract nouns are intangible ideas that can't be perceived with the 5 senses. For example, anger, love, or loyalty. Collective nouns functions as a singular noun while referring to a group of people or things. For example, a crowd, thing, a team, or orchestra. Compound nouns combines 2 or more words into one. For example, ice cream, sister-in-law, or parparji. Okay, next. Accountable nouns refers to something that can be counted. For example, pen, pens, apple, apples, pineapple, pineapples, and pens. And then last is uncountable nouns. It refers to something that cannot be counted. For example, happiness, salt, water, or hair. Do you have any questions? None? Okay. Now the next topic is pronoun. A pronoun is a word or phrase that is used as a substitution for noun or noun phrase. There are many types of pronouns. There are personal pronouns, possessive pronouns, reflexive pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, indefinite pronouns, distributive pronouns, reciprocal pronouns, relative pronouns, and lastly, interrogative pronouns. First, personal pronouns is to refer one or more people or things. For example, I, will, he, she, or him. Possessive pronouns are pronouns that indicates ownership. For example, mine, yours, or ours. Reflexive pronouns are used when subject and object in the sentence are the same. For example, myself, themselves, or itself. Demonstrative pronouns tells which one or which group refer. For example, this, that, or this, or those. Watch out for the spelling of this and this. Indefinite pronouns are words that can be used without antecedents. Example, everyone, no one, and several. Next is distributive pronouns. These considered members of a group separately. Example, everyone, each, none, and any. Next is reciprocal pronouns. It is used when each of 2 or more subjects is acting in the same way towards each other. For example, each other or one another. Next is relative pronouns. These are group of words that tell which, what kind, or how many. For example, that which, whom, and whose. Lastly, interrogative pronouns. These are words that introduce questions. For example, what, which, and who.
So greetings students. So my name is Stephen NACARIO, and for the next two parts of speech that we're going to tackle, I will be the one who will present it to you. So without any further delay, let's continue. So the third part of speech that we're going to tackle is all about verbs. So what do we mean by verb? So verb are words that show action, occurrence, or state of being. So meaning to say, when we say verb, it is all about the action words that a particular person is trying to convey. So with this kind of verb, three verb tenses are being denoted. The time an action takes place, whether sometime in the past, in the present, or somewhere near the future. So these are three tenses of verbs, which is the past, present, and the future. So first, we have the past tense. So past tense is the tense used when the event had already occurred. So we have the examples studied, sang, brought, carried, and went. So present tense is the tense that is used when the event is currently happening or is actually happening right now in this very moment. So we have the examples studying, singing, buying, carrying, and going. And for the last, which is the future tense. So future tense is the tense used if the event hasn't happened yet. So examples will study, will sing, will buy, will carry, and will go. So usually in this future tense, you would always just add the word will on the action word itself. So it will be in a future tense, I mean. So next is the participles. So participles are forms that can be used to make a variety of verb tenses. So these are the three examples of forms of verb, which is past, present, and perfect. So past participle is formed by adding ed to the root form of the verbs. Irregular verbs don't follow this rule, however. So we have the examples exhausted, disgusted, worn, seen, and caught. Present participle is formed by adding ing to the root form of the verbs. So we have the examples exhausting, disgusting, wearing, seeing, and catching. And for the last part, we have the perfect participle, which is formed by combining any past participle with the phrase having. So we have the examples having exhausted, having disgusted, having worn, having seen, and having caught. So the next part of speech is all about adverbs. So adverb is a word that describes a verb, an adjective, another adverb, or a sentence, and is frequently used to indicate time, manner, place, or degree. So we actually have 5 types of adverbs. We have first the adverbs of manner, which describes how or in what way something was done. A few examples of this is quietly, carefully, easily, slowly, and quickly. Adverbs of place, which describes the location of the verb. Examples above, below, behind, far, and nearby. Adverbs of time, it describes when the action of the verb occurred. We have the examples today, tomorrow, yesterday, later, and soon. Adverbs of degree, it describes the verb's intensity. We have the examples quite, fairly, extremely, very, and deep. And finally, adverbs of frequency, which describes how frequently or how often something happens. So we have the examples always, never, sometimes, often, and usually.
Okay, after learning the first 4 lessons, let's move on to adjective. Adjective is a word that modifies a noun or pronoun to make it more specific. For me, I like using adjective as a sparkle to words or sentence that make them more beautiful and accurate. Okay, examples or types of adjectives. First one is proper adjective, derived from a proper noun. Example like the English subject, Indian Ocean, or Victorian attitude. That example is derived from a proper noun. Okay, next is descriptive, qualitative, or attributive adjective. Shows the kind or quality of a person or a thing. To remember this adjective, remember the quality. Like example, brave. Example, brave. The word brave can be used for like me. Kuya Benedict is a brave person, or Kuya Benedict is a handsome person or smart person. That's how you use descriptive and qualitative. Quantitative adjective. Quantitative adjective is not a specific adjective, unlike the next one, the numeral adjective. It shows how much quantity of a thing is meant. Like there are many people in that yard, or there are few dozen eggs in the tray. There are lot of cars in the parking lot. Okay, so the next one is some pretty similar to quantitative. That's the numeral adjective. Numeral adjective shows the number or serial order of persons or things. This shows the literal number or the exact detail of numbers. Like there are 5 apples in the basket, or there are 2 minutes. There are exactly 2 minutes before the video ends, something like that. Demonstrative adjective points out which person or thing is meant. To use this demonstrative adjective, you need to use your pointer as an example. I need to use my pointer as an example. Like if I point this camera I'm using to record, this camera records my video. That lights my day, or this room warms me up. Okay? So lastly is distributive adjective. Refers to each one of a number. So something like, okay, each of this paper is good, or neither of this decision is bad. Something like that. So that ends the adjective. Continuing the topic, conjunction. A word or phrase that connects words, phrases, clauses, and sentences together. Conjunction, you can call conjunction as a bridge for clauses and sentences together. Okay? So, types of conjunction. The first one is coordinating conjunction. A word that joins two elements of equal grammatical rank and syntactic importance. Key players, fanboys, for, and, nor, but, or, yet so. For example, I like this tutorial, yet it's so hard for me to comprehend everything yet. Or I love writing stories, for they are fun. Right? Okay. Subordinating conjunction. A word or phrase that links a dependent clause to an independent clause. Examples. You can use conjunctions like for, as, since, though, due to, provided that, because of, unless, and so that. Okay? So, like one example. So, this flower is beautiful since the day that it was planted. There's an independent sentence and dependent clause. Independent clause and dependent clause to it. So lastly, correlative conjunctions come in pairs, and you have to use both of them in different places or in a sentence to make them work. Both and, either or, neither nor, but not only but also. Okay, example for both and end. Both the lights are bright and they are good for lighting the roads. Okay, so that's the correlative conjunctions.
Good day, everyone. I am DYREL, your presenter for today for preposition and interjection. So first, let's discuss what is preposition? So, preposition is a word that is used before a noun, pronoun, and noun phrase to show the directions, time, place, spatial relationships, or to introduce an object. So, let's see some examples. So, these are the types of preposition. So, first one is the preposition of time. So, preposition of time, it allows you to discuss a specific time period, such as the date on the calendar. So, we have examples here. We visit our family and friends at Christmas. The astronauts explored the moon in the 1960s. And third, we usually go out on Friday evening. So these are the examples of preposition of time. So the second type is the preposition of place. It is used to refer a place or space where someone or something is located. So, for example, John is waiting for you at the bus stop. Do you work in an office? There's no price on the menu. So these are the examples of preposition of time. So the last one is the preposition of directions. It is used to describe a certain direction. So here are some examples. They are walking along the beach. Our house is behind the school. And the last one is our house is between the police station and Jollibee. So here, these are the types of prepositions and their examples. So let's move on to the next, which is interjection. So first, what is interjection? So interjection is a word, phrase, or sentence that expresses emotions or feelings they usually have at the beginning of a sentence. So these are the types of interjections. So the first one is the interjections for greeting. So these are used to greet a person or express a sense of concern to her, him. So for example, hey, good to see you today. Or hello, I'm Pais. Or hi, Mr. Morla. So the second one is the interjections of joy. So these are used to express happiness over an incident. So for example, wow, I passed the exam. I passed the calculus exam. Or hooray, I have won the first prize. Or wow, the scenery are awesome. So the third interjection is the interjections of surprise. So these are used to express surprise over an incident. So for example, you have made a mess. Or oh, what a great victory. Or what? You have broken the showpiece. So for the fourth one is the interjection of grief or pain. So these are used to express grief or sorrow. So for example, ouch, I hurt my hand. Or our plan has failed. Or oh, the man is so weak. So for the last type of interjections is the interjection of attention. So this is used to someone's attention toward us. So for example, it's like calling someone. For example, yoo-hoo, is anyone here? Or look, it's a very beautiful scenery. Or behold, I saw something in the corner. So these are the 5 types of interjections and their examples.
Mabuhay! My name is John Benedict Morla and you can call me Kuya Benedict for the meantime. Before anything else, I want you to meet my colleagues who made this video tutorial possible. And they are Ate Daniella Nobleza, Kuya Dave Ramirez, Kuya ERMON Tolentino, Kuya FAISAL Kamil Jr., Kuya Gary BELTEJAR, Kuya JHIAN ESTORNINOS, Kuya Patrick RIEL, Kuya Stephen NACARIO, and Kuya VHIEN VILLAREAL. Let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you very much.